Hello everyone, welcome to Football Mania. Welcome to a preview of Premier League Game Week 15. So let's start with Liverpool first. Hey Nikhil, what a game it was
Hmm.
against Crystal Palace. How
Yeah, yeah. Even I was really surprised by the performance. I think after they're playing like 3 days in a span of 3 days. The teams are playing right now and bringing out a performance like that in it's really good. Especially when Mo Salah it was lovely to see Minamino score at the in the first 2 minutes, and yeah, but now we have all our midfielders fit.
uh,
Thiago coming back after the schedule for the Christmas time, and yeah, against West, I'm very positive about West Brom's match too.
before the West Brom match, as you said that Thiago is back. Are you optimistic like you guys will run away with the league this season?
Yeah, because many other teams not really optimistic because we obviously have good now, but in the season, so yeah, we are very optimistic about winning us. I don't even Man City is not performing that well right now, and Man United also not. They're they're producing performance in. They're not consistent. I think
Uh,
in the
Yeah, you are
performances.
not convinced.
They're not
Everyone is not convinced that they'll be,
consistent.
title
Yes, yes,
contenders.
yes. And they perform good for 2 or 3 matches, and they lose to some team with you know not
They're
consistent in the
fighting
league.
relegation.
No, no, yeah, exactly. So yeah,
so
and
do you see Thiago starting against West Brom?
no, I don't see Thiago starting against West Brom because Klopp is not that kind of manager that would just put the player who has just came back from an injury into the starting 11. He will definitely get some minutes, I think, and I think he will start in the midfield. We have actually Curtis Jones was rested against Crystal Palace, so I think he'll start. Wijnaldum is obviously there, and Henderson also. And I think these three will be the standard midfield three against West Brom.
After the Palace result, I think Jurgen Klopp and the whole Liverpool team are on steroids.
Yeah.
They must go undergo a drug test.
Yeah, yeah. This season, I don't know what has happened to Wijnaldum. He's performing really well, but it's a shame that it's his last season here. I really hope that he extends his contract, and yeah, really hopeful
Yeah,
that he extends his.
even Firmino is back amongst the goals.
Yeah, Firmino is also scoring in score sheets also.
And also Liverpool didn't have that midweek Carabao Cup to worry about. Likewise, Chelsea.
Yeah, yeah.
We got a rare week.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We should ignore the problems in our lives as much as Klopp ignores cup games
Yeah.
and
Yes, yes.
the cup as a whole.
Especially the Carabao Cup, he has never taken that seriously.
I'm actually really happy that we got knocked out of it. We would be fighting relegation either way. I can't afford a
Uh,
So, any predictions for the score predictions for that West Brom game, Nikhil?
I think West Brom will score one, and Liverpool will score 3-1, 3-1 for me.
Big Sam.
Really, I would go for 4 or 5 nil.
I don't think that they will perform on that level where they perform against Crystal Palace, but yeah, they will definitely win. And I cannot comment on if they will maintain a clean sheet or not. I think that West Brom will score at least a goal. The way Sam Allardyce plays, I've never seen his team play in Premier League. So yeah.
What?
Interestingly, Sam Allardyce was the last manager to win at Anfield, last visiting manager
Uh,
when he was Crystal Palace's manager.
At that time, I wasn't watching football then. I started watching football in 2017 and 18 season, from the 17 and 18 season when Mo Salah came in.
right.
Yeah, in
Since
the
then,
16-17 season only that defeat I'm talking about.
yeah, I know in April now,
Yeah.
16, 17.
Mm.
Do you see any of the front three getting rested?
front three getting rested. I think one of either of Mane or Salah will be in the bench, and they will be subbed in an hour or so. But Minamino is here. I just feel that either Mane or Salah will be rested in the. Or actually, we are playing actually the game after 8 days now. So I don't think that anyone will be rested. Sorry, I think the team might be rested pretty much.
So okay, let's move on to United.
Hmm.
I mean, Shivam, you were very worried about that Leeds game, but I mean, what a game that was for you guys.
Yeah, the tables were turned. And now belief is back at United. Old Trafford is buzzing with
I mean,
confidence.
yeah,
The
I bet.
two very important games against Leeds was a very important game. Everton was a very important game because Ole hasn't won a trophy yet. So individually for him and the team, it was an important game. And the team turned up in both the games. And now the the Old Trafford camp is full of positivity and confidence.
I mean, how impressed were you with McTominay's performance? I mean, he scored 2 goals in first 3 minutes of the game.
He surprised United fans as much as he would have surprised Leeds fans. We would have thought, okay, you might have given Paul Pogba a nod above McTominay or Lee, but whenever he plays proper box to box, he's a different player than when he plays CDM. Both Fred and McTominay showed that they are more suitable to the box to box role in a counter-attacking team than the in which usually they're used as double pivot CDMs. So McTominay he was full of confidence, making runs. He was making overlaps with Bruno. He was making the run behinds. He was like a live wire in that game.
Now, before the Leeds game, you said you're not sure about whether United are title challengers or not. Has that
Yeah.
expression changed for you?
Yes, at the present moment, I mean, even if I was an all outer or the others were all outers, but now we have parked the bus. Like, okay, let's hang on. Let's see what the few weeks ahead lies of us. And Poch is at PSG now. Pretty much 99.9% is at PSG. So that Poch bus is also parked now. He's gone. He's gone to Paris.
I mean,
So now the Kafir Ole also looks more confident. The team looks a bit more assured of themselves. He's making timely changes, and so yeah, I hope we stay consistent. That's the trick here. If the Leicester game is also very important because it will be like the bragging rights for the who will be the contender to Liverpool because Leicester at number 2 and United are number 3.
yeah.
So whoever wins will go number 2, and Liverpool obviously will stay number 1. So it's a
Yeah, I
very
mean,
important game coming up.
Leicester are a weird fixture. They are coming off a win from Spurs and they but just lost to Fulham. I mean, how confident are you for that one?
Uh, Leicester and United, it will be a tricky game. I feel it's at King Power, I guess. And
Yes.
United's away form has been brilliant. We've won all the games traveling, and Leicester's home form has been quite shaky. They haven't been clinical at their home. And if the players turn up, put in a steady performance, I feel uh, we will narrow out Leicester, even though
And
they're a very
last
good side.
season, the last match was basically a Champions League playoff between Leicester and United.
Yeah,
So which
United didn't
United
play very
won
well, but still pulled it
2-0.
off.
They won. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse
Hey,
Lingard
United
scored.
have a thing that even when the Ole's job is at risk, they bring out performances like prime Barcelona or Madrid. Like they really perform well for 2 or 3 games, and that saves his
They
job,
bring
and
him
that
some
saves from the top
buffer, and then again they slip back to
again.
their.
Yeah, the Leeds game was a fairy tale. I mean, I couldn't believe my eyes. What am I seeing? I had to pinch myself, guys. I mean, is this a dream or something? But yeah, it also showed that United are very comfortable. They're naturally comfortable in counter-attacking. Counter-attacking suits
Hmm.
us.
And Leeds were the perfect opponents for them, right? They commit so
Yeah.
many players forward.
There was
Their
so much
4-1,
space to run
4-1.
for
Yeah,
Fred
their
and
4-1,
McTominay to run
4-1
to.
formation often leaves Calvin Phillips isolated. So, and their fullbacks are also pushing up. So, yeah, I think that they were perfect opponents for Man U.
Yeah, and Leeds, their number one centre back pair, Robin Koch and the Spanish defender, they were both injured, so they had to bring in right backs to the centre back position. So their
And even the
defense was
fullbacks
shaky.
for Stuart Dallas, I think, is a winger,
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong.
Yes, yes. Alioski also bombs forward a lot.
Yes.
No, I mean, as Pranay said,
Sorry.
like it's going to be
Hey,
a very different game from Leeds, the Leicester one. So would you start McTominay in there, or would you give Pogba the nod? Because you're going to have a pretty much all of the ball the game.
Yeah, McTominay got a bit of he had a bit of injury scar in that Leeds game, so he didn't play the Everton game. So if he's fit, then definitely he's full of confidence. I will give him the nod if he's fully fit, but it depends on his fitness. Pogba played the Everton game, so it wouldn't harm to give him a rest against Leicester. So if McTominay is fit, then definitely McTominay will start.
What score prediction are you going for?
I'll go 2-1 United.
Now, before coming on to the like big one, Arsenal Chelsea, we have another good one to Wolves Tottenham. Anyone excited for that one?
Yeah,
yeah.
it will be exciting because Wolves play counter-attacking. Both the teams
Yeah.
play kind of counter-attacking. It will be interesting to see how Mourinho shapes which team he selects and what philosophy he applies for that team.
Yeah, and they need to really bounce back if they are to be in the title conversation, because 3 games without a win now for Spurs.
Actually, they
They
were in the
slipped
first
to
position on
sixth.
15th of December, and now they are slipped to sixth position.
Yeah,
And
that's
this
how
must
tight
be
the league is right
yes,
now.
yes. Uh,
I mean,
that's
yeah, Nikhil, we were like discussing like this. Is this Mourinho system sustainable for a season long? Do you see this?
I think this is sustainable obviously unless they don't have they don't suffer with key injuries. If I don't see them performing this good if Harry Kane is off form. Yeah, and Domble is also performing very good, and he has a replacement in Lo Celso, but yeah, obviously, if Harry Kane gets injured, I don't think that this system of them performing is going to bring out results in the future.
If they get through this festive period without much injuries or fatigue, then they can sustain it for the rest of the season, because it is a very demanding system, defending constantly and having to chase the ball. And then when you get it to be able to turn defense into attack in the blink of an eye. So it all depends on how the players keep up to the festive period, in my opinion.
I mean, by the way, Mourinho has this new target on Dele Alli. I don't know if anyone heard his interview after the Carabao Cup game.
I
Oh,
didn't hear the interview, but I heard that he wasn't happy with Dele Alli, but the fans voted him the man of the match.
He came out and said like players like him shouldn't create opportunities for other teams when they are playing, because he gave away the ball and Stoke scored in the counter attack.
Okay.
that's classic
I saw the
Mourinho. He
game.
has
I
a
saw the
scapegoat in every team he has been managed. He had Pogba in Man United, and he has Dele Alli now. It's like that only.
He had Ndombele
And
in the
he's
first
not
season.
afraid.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid of taking names of players in press conferences also. Like
Yeah.
some other managers would often protect their players, but Mourinho doesn't shy away from that.
Actually, I remember his interview. He just battered McTominay. He just said in the interview that McTominay doesn't run, Fred doesn't run, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that in an interview. I mean, I was thinking like, what could that do to the confidence of these players? Just sitting in the dressing room,
Even
seeing
Luke
the
Shaw, I
manager.
think, I
Luke
remember.
Shaw also. Yeah,
Luke
Luke
Shaw,
Shaw
he
was
said,
there.
I was the brain, I think he said, for the Luke Shaw. So yeah, I think
He
now,
also said for Serge Aurier also that
yeah,
I don't trust Serge Aurier.
Yeah, he tends to be a bit reckless. Like he gave away that penalty against Leicester.
that was so stupid, man. I don't know if
Yes,
you saw
he
that.
was going nowhere.
Yeah, he just
Who was
shoved
it?
him in the back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, coming on to the big one, I mean, Arsenal Chelsea. I don't know if it's big for us anymore. I mean, even West Brom is big for us right now. So you'd be optimistic for this one, Pranay.
No, actually, as much as Arsenal are suffering right now, even Frank Lampard has said it. We cannot expect them to be a light opponent. We expect to see the best of Arsenal, and I agree with him because it is a big game, obviously, and this could be a season-turning game for Arsenal. And the way Arsenal play, I mean, at least against the Big Six, we saw it. Agreed, not against Tottenham because Tottenham on their break, and but against Man United, for example, they defend quite well, and such kind of defense can cause Chelsea problems. Even against the game, even against West Ham on Monday, Chelsea often looked clueless in attack, and the 3-0 scoreline was a bit flattering to them. So I'm not taking this game lightly at all, and I'll be very happy if Chelsea win, of course, but I might not see that result.
Any updates on the both fullbacks injury? I heard like Reece James and Chilwell both were out for this one.
Yes, both have minor injuries, but most likely they'll not there will be a fitness test, I think, before the match to see if they can play. But Ziyech is 100% sidelined from this game, and Reece James and Ben Chilwell will only get the confirmation when the lineups come up. There's no guarantee whether they'll play.
Even for us, I don't think Aubameyang is still fit, and even Martinelli suffered that slight blow during the Man City game in Carabao Cup, but he was, I think, fine. He walked on his feet, so I hope he'll be back for this one too.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Chelsea have lost only two of their last 17 matches against Arsenal in the Premier League, but both are at Emirates.
Oh,
And conversely, Arsenal haven't lost back-to-back home games to Chelsea since 2009. So something has to give today, tomorrow night.
I think if you guys like just let us have the ball, it would be a very troubling for us because we don't have an attacking midfielder. The teams do this very often nowadays. Like they just give us the ball, and we can't do anything with it.
That's the same problem which we often face, because against West Ham, also against Wolves, against Everton, we didn't create that many chances, and we often go for sideways passing. And against the big six matches this season, against Liverpool, against Man United, against Tottenham, Chelsea have obviously failed to score in any of these games, and they often take a cautious approach, that defense first priority approach. And I hope Frank Lampard ditches this approach for this match and goes on the front foot and hopefully gets the win.
I feel Chelsea made a mistake by sending Ross Barkley on a loan. He would have been handy in the center midfield.
I don't think Ross Barkley sending him. It's obviously feeling like a mistake, because he's thriving at Aston Villa. But
Yeah,
he was given enough opportunities in a Chelsea shirt also, and he used to have that odd good game, where he would score a goal or provide an assist. But mostly he would just give away the possession. He would not contribute that much in attack as much is expected of him. So I think also Lampard must have thought, with so many signings coming in, he must have needed to offload some players as well.
yeah.
What
I
would
heard
be
a
your
rumor.
fun? What would be
Okay.
your fun three if you were Frank Lampard right now?
See, if I was
That would.
Frank Lampard, uh, I would go for Christian Pulisic, Tammy Abraham, and Hudson-Odoi, because I see really real potential in Callum Hudson-Odoi, and no wonder Bayern Munich were really after him, and he should be given his chance. Especially when you see Timo Werner's dip in form right now, Kai Havertz dip in form right now, so he definitely deserves a chance, in my opinion.
But Lampard will obviously play Mason Mount. He cannot compromise with Mason Mount.
Yeah, actually, Mason Mount comes under criticism because people think, he was at Derby County as well with Frank Lampard. So people think that Mason Mount is his teacher's pet, so to say. But the truth is, Mason Mount actually gives quite a lot to the team. And Lampard once described him recently as a player who won't be pleased to attractive to watch on the player on the pitch, but he is
Yeah.
someone who is a manager's pleasure. That's what he said.
Yeah,
Um,
Mason Mount is a workhorse. I agree, but sometimes his productivity may come under the scanner. He's not always creating chances or producing chances. He can run in all day for you. He will track back and defend and also bomb forward. But his productivity may come under the scanner on the odd
yes,
days.
actually, he's now playing a little bit deeper also in the
Yeah,
number
I've
eight
seen him
role.
for England. I mean, Southgate dropped Jadon Sancho on the right wing, and he's selected Mason Mount. So I mean, he's doing something right. That's why the managers love him.
I
Yeah,
think
I
they
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
obviously the fans don't rate people who work like that very much because we have seen that why Wijnaldum getting criticized because of that, Mason Mount getting criticized because of that, and but the managers do know how important they are to the team, so that's why they pick him every time, pick the players
and
every time.
Mason Mount has been grabbing assists, from corners thanks to our increased prowess from set pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, his deliveries have been good. I've seen
yeah.
that.
And
But I feel Giroud is the most dangerous player. He should play at number 9.
yeah, I was going to ask you about that, Pranay. Jeru or Abraham for this one?
I think Lampard will most probably go with Abraham, considering he out of nowhere scored twice in quick succession against West Ham. So he will be the striker in form. And Tammy Abraham also grabbed a late winner in this fixture last season, if you remember.
Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah, so I would also go with Tammy Abraham. Lampard should go with Tammy Abraham because he's proved his critics wrong, time and again. Because at the start of the season, we thought with Timo Werner's arrival, Tammy Abraham's game time will be limited. And with the limited
Would you have
opportunity,
said the same thing if Oliver Giroud's age was 19 and he was a product of the academy?
no, then it would have been different. See, 19-year-old
Yeah,
Giroud would have been better because he would have been more mobile, I would say. Current Giroud is a bit static. He needs ball in the box. A
yeah, he needs
mobile
to be
Giroud.
fed. That is true, but still, I feel he's a more potent number 9 than Tammy Abraham. If I am Arsenal centre back, I'll I'll slightly prefer Abraham than Giroud.
I really rue this fact that Giroud came in at Chelsea so late. I wished he spent his prime years at Chelsea, not Arsenal.
Yeah, I think he was really
What could have
underappreciated
been?
at Arsenal.
Eden Hazard said that Giroud was one of the greatest target man he's ever played with.
Yes, even if you
The
ask
compliment.
Griezmann or Mbappe from the France team, they would also say the same thing for Giroud.
I think even like strikers like Jeru, like those are target men. They age very well too. Like they can go
Yes.
till 30, 31 day, and it's not an issue for them.
Hmm. But Giroud, I think, is 34, 33,
Yeah,
34. I don't
34,
know.
34. Giroud is
Okay.
34.
I mean, I'd rather have a hat trick by Tammy Abraham than a goal from Giroud. Man, I've already had a goal from
Ouch.
Walcott. I can't stand another one.
And Walcott celebrated also.
I mean, I think after Arsene Wenger left, no ex Arsenal player loves this club like they did and respects it. So yeah,
Nipun, I
Yeah,
have a question for you.
yeah, yeah.
So what do you think? What is wrong at Arsenal right now?
I,
Means what needs to be
yeah.
changed?
I think it started with a creativity issue. Like we don't have any creative midfielders, and he obviously decided to close out Ozil. Not that I think
Hmm.
Ozil is the answer for that, but like if you are closing out an attacking midfielder without having an attacking midfielder in the squad, that's pretty stupid going into the season. So yeah, I mean it started with that, and now I think there was this start like once the squads were finalized and it was done that Ozil won't be included in the squad. We haven't won any Premier League games. So and after that, I think dressing room was pretty divided on that decision. I've heard even David Luiz is against Arteta for that decision. So and now it's a dressing room issue too. but a board is willing to back Arteta. I mean, they would have sacked him by now. So I mean, I've heard like they are willing to back him till February, and in January we might get Isco or that who of it.
Our
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 Awesome
Yeah.
our.
So I mean, yeah, obviously we have to get an attacking midfielder.
and what about William Saliba? Because
Yeah,
everyone was very excited about him that he
yeah.
will
That's
come
really
and
weird because like even Liverpool, I've heard Liverpool are interested in loaning him in January because of their injury issues, but Arteta doesn't seem to like him. I don't know. I mean, recently we heard report that we are going for Eric Garcia from Manchester City. I don't get it. I mean, we already have Young is a really good centre back, and William Saliba is 20. I mean, because like we see Wesley Fofana from Leicester. He played with Saliba and is really doing good in the Premier League. So I don't see how Saliba can be that bad. And why are we starting Mustafi for him? I don't just understand.
they are preparing to sell Mustafi to Barcelona, and I don't know why is
yes,
Barcelona
I mean,
going to
Barcelona
buy
is a
Mustafi.
mess anyway. I don't know what they do. So yeah, I think I'll settle for a draw, but I'm not optimistic at all for this.
I'll also. My prediction is a 1-1 draw.
I mean, I'm
I'm
going for.
excited to see how Willian performs in this
I,
game.
I hope he doesn't start at all, man. But he'll probably start.
No, actually, I was watching that game, and the commentator said that Willian has one shot on target this season,
Yeah.
and
Yes,
I was like, "Is it? Is it true or what?"
Right.
He was very good at Chelsea, and
Yeah, he had a
what?
really great season for the last season.
Yeah,
It seems like it was just a blast.
Arsenal is Chelsea's retirement home.
Yeah. What about you guys? What are you going for this one, Nikhil, Shivam?
uh,
um,
I'll go 2-1 Chelsea.
I think 2-2, and Gabriel Martinelli will be in the score sheet like
No,
last season.
please. Last season, Conte slipped and Martinelli just got a clear-sighted goal.
Yeah, actually, Arsenal fans they still celebrate that goal in Twitter. I've seen that
Yeah,
they post videos of
That
that.
was the last highlight, I guess, in the Premier League.